So in this video, we're going to look at questions 17 through 20 on the Unit 6 example question set. Each one is its own question. They don't build on each other, but they use the same concepts. So I thought it would be helpful to go through them all. Certainly you can fast forward from one to the next, and you get to whichever one you need to. But they all build off the same idea. They all are asking us to find the transformations that have been made to the rational parent function given this other function. So like in 17, we have f of x equals 1 over x minus 3 minus 8. So what you're going to see me do for each of these is I'm going to identify the a, the c, and the d values. And then I will interpret them. So the a value here is 1. The c value here is 3. And the d value is negative 8. Now I know some of you are going, Kingsbury, that's a negative 3 there. Well, you're right. In the equation, this is a negative 3, and the minus sign would seem to indicate that the 3 should be negative, so I should have written a negative here. What we have to remember is that in the transformation equation, which is y equals a over x minus c plus d, there's a negative built in. And we have to account for that. So if we were to remove this negative, what would be left would be a positive 3. That's why my c value is 3. And that's the only time that happens. So that's the only value we have to do that for. A and D, they're exactly what they look like. So let's interpret these. The A value controls two things, vertical stretch and compression. But for us, for this unit, we're just going to do stretches. And then also reflections over the x-axis. In order for there to be a reflection, it would need to be negative. It's not. Also, in order for it to be a stretch, it would need to be a number bigger than 1. In order for it to be a compression, it would need to be a number between 0 and 1. It's not. It is 1. So when the A value is 1, there's actually not a vertical stretch at all. So we can say that didn't happen. There's not a stretch or compression. There's not a reflection. So let's move on to C then. C controls left and right. A positive value of C moves the function to the right. A negative value of C moves it to the left. And by that I mean positive or negative once you've removed it from the equation. This is a positive 3. That means this will move the graph of the function right 3 units. And then lastly we have D. D controls the up and the down. A positive D value moves it up. A negative D value moves it down. This is negative 8. So that will be down 8. So those will be my transformations. So using that methodology then, I'm going to go through the remaining 3 questions like this a little bit faster. So let's look at 18. We've got f of x equals 4 over x plus 1 plus 13. I'm going to identify a, c, and d. A is 4, c is negative 1, and d is 13. And again, I know some of you are going, but that says positive 1. Yes, but remember there's a built-in negative. This is actually, and I don't really have a place to write this, this is actually x minus negative 1. So when you adjust it so that negative's in there, that minus is in there, what you see is the c is a negative 1. So let's interpret this. It's not negative, so the a value does not indicate a reflection over the x-axis, but it is 4. That's going to be a vertical stretch by 4. For C, we said that's left or right. A negative number means left, and we're going 1 unit to the right, so left 1. And then D is up or down. A positive value means up, and we're going 13, so up 13 there. All right. Next up, we've got number 19. So f of x equals 1 over x plus 7 minus 14. My A value is 1. My C value is negative 7. My D value is negative 14. Once again, the A value is not negative, so no reflection, and it equals 1, so there's no vertical stretch. For the C value, it's a negative number, so that means it's going left, and we'll be going 7 units. The D value is negative, that means it's going down, and it's the value is 14, so we'll be going down 14. And then lastly, number 20, we've got f of x equals negative 3 over x minus 5 plus 4. My A value is negative 3, my C value is 5, and my D value is 4. So the A value is negative. That means there is a reflection over the x-axis. And you can't just tell me there's a reflection. You must indicate that it's over the x-axis. Then the value of A is 3. So the negative means a reflection. The value 3 means that there's a vertical stretch by 3. And the honest truth is, whether this was positive 3 or negative 3, it would still be a vertical stretch by 3. The negative has nothing to do whether it's a stretch or compression. The negative is whether or not there's a reflection. So then the C value, that's left or right, it's positive. So that means we're moving to the right, and it's positive 5. So we'll be going to the right 5. The D value is 4. That's a positive 4. D is up or down, so positive means we're going up, and we will be going up 4 units. So those are all the transformations.